Hey, Nikki Haley, you play stupid Trump games, you win stupid Trump prizes. That goes for you too, Mike Pompeo. Both of you went on TV and denigrated yourself and just made total fools of yourself supporting Donald Trump after he would say all of these horrific things about you. But you pushed forward believing you were going to get jobs in his administration. Well, very quickly, bye-bye, Donald Trump is dispensing with you and says you will have no role and will not be invited to his administration. So I hope all of that was worth it. Here's what Donald Trump just posted. He goes, I will not be inviting former Ambassador Nikki Haley or former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation. I very much enjoyed and appreciated working with them previously and would like to thank them for their service to our country. Make America great again. In addition to posting that, Donald Trump also posted this for everyone who thought naively, oh, I think there's going to be a tone change here. I think that he's going to be different this time. Relax. It's ridiculous. Here's what Donald Trump posted. He goes, Trump stuns world. And then it's a photograph of Vice President Kamala Harris with makeup dripping down her face. It's an AI photograph. This is Donald Trump's behavior, as we've always said before, the behavior of a petulant child, so undignified. And for all the people out there who elected this now, this is what represents the United States of America. Great freaking work, by the way. But let's take a look at what Nikki Haley has previously said about Donald Trump. You see why he's throwing her under the bus, because at least during the primaries, where Donald Trump was too afraid to debate her, Nikki Haley admitted that it wasn't President Biden who added debt. It was Donald Trump and Republicans who added $8 trillion to America's debt, which was the cause of inflation. So I know lots of people right now are having buyer's remorse and they're Googling, what are tariffs? Did Donald Trump lie to us? Yeah, he lies to everybody. But Donald Trump said that a tariff is a tax on China. You mean it's a tax on us? Yes. You mean I'm not going to get my Christmas bonus now because my company has to purchase the goods overseas before the tariffs kick in? Yes. To all the people who go, wait a minute. They believe in denaturalization. That means they're going to actually, potentially deport me and deport my family members. Yes, that's what we were warning you. You voted to deport yourself and you voted to tax yourself. But look, you don't have to take my word for it. How about I show you Republican Nikki Haley and what she had to say during the debate? She said the economic problems were caused by Trump and the Republicans. Play the clip.
I don't care about polls. What I care about the fact is that no one is telling the American people the truth. The truth is that Biden didn't do this to us. Our Republicans did this to us too. When they passed that $2.2 trillion COVID stimulus bill, they left us with 90 million people on Medicaid, 42 million people on food stamps. No one has told you how to fix it. I'll tell you how to fix it. They need to stop the spending. They need to stop the borrowing. They need to eliminate the earmarks that the Republicans brought back in. And they need to make sure they understand these are taxpayer dollars. It's not their dollars. And while they're all saying this, you have Ron DeSantis, you've got Tim Scott, you've got Mike Pence. They all voted to raise the debt. And Donald Trump added $8 trillion to our debt. And our kids are never going to forgive us for this. And so at the end of the day, you look at the 2024 budget, Republicans asked for $7.4 billion in earmarks. Democrats asked for $2.8 billion. So you tell me who are the big spenders. I think it's time for an accountant in the White House.
Vice President. And by the way, you can say, well, look, Ben, that's just what Nikki Haley said. Show me someone more conservative than Nikki Haley. You got other data points, Ben? You've got receipts from me right there? Yes, I do. This is Ron DeSantis during the debate. And Ron DeSantis says, Donald Trump owes you an explanation why he added $8 trillion to the debt. And when you add that much debt, that sets the stage for the inflation that we had now. This is from September 27th of 2023 when Ron DeSantis said that. And then with the Inflation Reduction Act, President Biden managed to get inflation under control. But let's be clear where the inflation came from. And here's what Ron DeSantis had to say. Play this clip.
And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record, where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have now.
All right, well, I show you those data points. You also saw the fact that Donald Trump throwing Mike Pompeo under the bus. He's saying that Mike Pompeo is not invited. Now, should we remind you what Mike Pompeo did when he was in the Trump administration? Yes, there is a photograph of Mike Pompeo with the leader of the Taliban right there, because Donald Trump agreed to release 5,000 Taliban fighters and got absolutely nothing in return. Donald Trump also cut U.S. personnel in Afghanistan to a dangerously low 2,500 troop level, committed to total withdrawal by May 1st, 2021, leaving Biden to have to deal with it all by himself. Here's another photo right there of Mike Pompeo. Okay, remember Pompeo? Take a look at the Taliban, because he did the deal with them, and they signed the peace deal, surrendering Afghanistan to terrorists. They gave $87 billion of U.S. military equipment to the Taliban. They released 5,000 terrorists from jail, and that is what went down that Biden had to deal with. If you want to just take a look right here, take a screenshot of it. Here's the Afghanistan withdrawal facts. Trump, not Biden, negotiated directly with the Taliban terrorists and excluded the Afghan army. Trump, not Biden, drew down U.S. forces from 1,300 to 2,500, making them vulnerable to attack. Trump, not Biden, ordered the release of 5,000 Taliban fighters from prison, one of whom would become the new leader of Afghanistan. Trump, not Biden, wanted to invite the Taliban leaders to Camp David on the anniversary of 9/11. Trump, not Biden, agreed to a May 1st exit from Afghanistan, then bragged that he didn't need an exit strategy. Trump, not Biden, refused to brief Biden's incoming team on the situation in Afghanistan, unlike the Biden team right now, which is providing all of the transition information to Donald Trump. Trump, not Biden, shut down every airbase in Afghanistan except one, crippling the U.S.'s ability to extract its assets safely. So you got the facts and you got the data right there. Oh, here's another data point that I find interesting, right? After Donald Trump and everybody, they always go after George Soros, right? They always go, all these Soros-backed attorneys, the Soros-backed this, the Soros-backed that. Well, what I'd like to tell you right here is that a gay Soros employee is now being considered to become the Treasury Secretary. Right now, the leading candidate to become Treasury Secretary is someone by the name of Scott Bessent over John Paulson for Treasury Secretary. In fact, Bessent is with Trump right now at Mar-a-Lago, and Trump is in love with Bessent, people are saying. But take a look at Scott Bessent's background. So after all the Republicans saying, George Soros this, George Soros that, well, if we take a look, Scott Bessent used to work for George Soros. He then launched his own hedge fund, but he worked for Soros. He was a Soros money guy. So all the MAGA Republicans want to give you all this kind of anti-Semitic coded language like Tim Burchett does and says, ooh, George Soros is a money changer of the worst kind. George Soros backed people. Remember, this is like what the MAGAs say about everything. Here, play this clip.
You have a man that does not have America's interests at heart. He wants to destroy this country. And that's exactly, he is a money changer of the worst kind, and he will destroy this country and the economy of it. And
well, the actual money changer for George Soros, from a literal sense, not the anti-Semitic implied sense that Tim Burchett gave, was the the person who Donald Trump's considering for the Treasury Secretary. So George Soros. Well, there you go. Okay. And then let's take a look right here, too, some of the infighting as well, as all of the MAGAs are going crazy and screaming at Mitch McConnell, and they're writing along the lines of this. Here's what Tucker Carlson posted. What the hell is going on in the U.S. Senate? Hours after Donald Trump won the election, Mitch McConnell engineers a coup against his agenda by calling early leadership elections in the Senate. Two of the three candidates to become the majority leader in the Senate hate Trump and what he ran on. One of them, John Cornyn from Texas, is an angry liberal whose politics are indistinguishable from Liz Cheney. The election is Wednesday. It's by secret ballot, and it will determine whether or not the new administration succeeds. The MAGAs want Rick Scott. Rick Scott of Florida is the only candidate who agrees with Donald Trump. Call your senator and demand a public endorsement of Rick Scott. Don't let McConnell get away with it again. Then Laura Loomer chimes in, told you. I said Republicans would lose their mind when they realized what McConnell did in violation of Senate GOP bylaws by scheduling the vote for November 13th. Why didn't anyone have the balls to talk about this a month ago like I did? A little too late for the outrage, given that we should have been addressing this before the election to protect Donald Trump. People cried about unity, though. This is what unity gets you. A McConnell coup to undermine the entire second Trump administration. Enjoy your unity. So now accusing Mitch McConnell of doing a coup against Donald Trump. That's what you get, MAGA. A total freaking mess. Good work, Nikki Haley. Good work, Mike Pompeo. Good work, Mitch McConnell. Good work, John Cornyn. All of you. What a total freaking mess you all have created here. American people are going to wake up. Unfortunately, they're going to wake up too late, but we'll be here on the front lines of pushing back against this disaster and this mess here at the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.